Oh, that's right, everybody. The Elder Scrolls, Chapter 1, The Arena. Copyright 1994 by Bethesda Softworks. It is the very first Elder Scrolls game in the entire series. It's old, and I'm going to play it. In case you haven't noticed, this is actually a still screen because the screens fly by at light speed and I can't read them. This is possibly due to the DOSBox running higher cycles than it probably should. I found a way around this by taking pictures of them as they flew past. I do not believe it affects gameplay, but it definitely affects the intro cutscenes. I don't know about later, though, because they are prompted by button pushes. In this one, not so much. The best techniques are passed on by the survivors. Gaiden Shinji, Blade Master, First Era, 947. For centuries, different factions battled in petty wars and border conflicts, until in 2E 896, Tiber Septim crushed all those who opposed him, and took control, proclaiming himself as Emperor. Still, the bitter years of war had its effect on the populace. The name Tamriel, Elvish for dawn's beauty, seldom fell from anguished lips, and was soon forgotten. In the land where life and death were different sides of the same coin tossed every day, the people of the known world began calling the land of their sorrow the Arena. Now, 492 years after Tiber Septim took control and kept the peace, the land of Arena has a new threat. The Emperor, Uriel Septim. That is a very stylized Roman numeral. I'm guessing the 7th celebrates his 43rd birthday. But jealous hearts desire the throne and plot his downfall. It is said that hope flies on death's wings. Prepare then, for as the Elder Scrolls foretold, it will be here that your adventure begins. And here we find ourselves at all the menu we will see until we enter the game proper. Load, saved game. Start, new game. And exit. That exit button, by the way, is very sensitive. Don't test it. You may think you're funny by trying to goad it on by clicking the gems, pretending like there'll be a secret options button, but all that's going to happen is the game will close, and then you'll feel sad because you closed the game, and you'll have to restart it. I've learned my lesson. Will you? Anyway, without further ado, let's start a new game. Uriel Septim IV, Emperor of Tamriel, stands with Talim, leader of the Imperial Guards. They have been summoned by Jaeger Thorn, Imperial battle mage of the Empire, on rumors of treachery. The Emperor is betrayed and transported to a dimension of Thorn's choosing. After months of preparation, Jaeger Thorn takes the throne. Yes, his throne is not very comfortable, for it is made of stone. Rhea Silmain, once Thorn's apprentice, is captured before she can warn the Elder Council of the Imperial Battle Mage's treachery. Manipulating the essence of magic, Thorn prepares to take the true Emperor's place as ruler of the known land. Yes, I will shock my face with his, and it will burn it! Or something. The Imperial Wizard wastes no time in gathering his servants. Blind demons? And turning them into twisted counterparts of the Emperor's God. And from here on, we're allowed to choose our class. We can either generate it with a series of questions, or we can select it. I'm going to choose Generate. 10 questions shall be asked that will determine the path of your destiny. The scroll bars. Roll the parchment up or down. Use the A, B, or C keys to answer the questions. As far as I know, these questions are randomly generated. Well, not randomly generated, but randomly chosen from a list, and they will more or less shape what class you pick. Now, the questions are random, and they have random attributes. Not every question will denote whether you are a mage, fighter, or thief. Oops, I bumped the record button. All that happened was a little dialogue box that said we had 10 questions disappeared and this question appeared. Nothing else happened, I promise. As I was saying, each question that is picked from the little list of questions that are in the game, they each have 3 answers, but the 3 answers don't denote 1 rogue, 1 mage, or 1 fighter. I believe it can be like 1 rogue, 1 fighter, and another fighter for the answers. Not entirely sure how it works, and I could be entirely wrong because the last time I played this was years ago, and yeah, the only other thing that I did with this game was checking to make sure that it recorded, and that was it. Anywho, let's get on with the questions. Master Festal introduces a new student to the class, a small, awkward boy named Tiss, who does not seem to have any natural talent at all. The class is divided into 2 sides for a mock battle. As one of the generals, you are to assign soldiers to positions. Tiss is one of your men. You decide to A. Put Tiss at the front line with the other fighters, rationalizing that in any realistic battle, he would probably be a casualty anyway, and that there must be some sacrifices. B. Use Tiss as a scout, rationalizing that because of his small size, he'd probably be good at sneaking in and gathering information on the enemy. C. Assign Tiss to several posts during the course of the battle, staying near and helping him so he can gain valuable experience and improve. Excuse me, I'm going to read that again. Or C. Assign Tiss to several posts during the course... Or C. Assign Tiss to several posts during the course of the battle, staying near and helping him so he can gain valuable experience and improve. Yeah, gonna put a little bit more effort into him and see if it's worth the time. That's what I would do. Gives us a warrior thing. It's kind of pretty. While in town, the baker gives you a sweet roll. Delighted, you take it into the valley. Oops, I bumped the record button. All that happened was a little dialogue box that said we had 10 questions disappeared and this question appeared. Nothing else happened, I promise. As I was saying, each question that is picked from the little list of questions that are in the game, they each have 3 answers, but the 3 answers don't denote 1 rogue, 1 mage, or 1 fighter. I believe it can be like 1 rogue, 1 fighter, and another fighter for the answers. Not entirely sure how it works, and I could be entirely wrong because the last time I played this was years ago, and yeah, the only other thing that I did with this game was checking to make sure that it recorded, and that was it. Anywho, let's get on with the questions. Master Festal introduces a new student to the class, a small, awkward boy named Tiss, who does not seem to have any natural talent at all. The class is divided into 2 sides for a mock battle. As one of the generals, you are to assign soldiers to positions. Tiss is one of your men. You decide to A. Put Tiss at the front line with the other fighters, rationalizing that in any realistic battle, he would probably be a casualty anyway, and that there must be some sacrifices. B. Use Tiss as a scout, rationalizing that because of his small size, he'd probably be good at sneaking in and gathering information on... Or C. Assign Tiss to several posts during the course of the battle, staying near and helping him so he can gain valuable experience and improve. Yeah, gonna put a little bit more effort into him and see if it's worth the time. That's what I would do. Gives us a warrior thing. It's kind of pretty. While in town, the baker gives you a sweet roll. Delighted, you take it into the alley to enjoy, only to be intercepted by a gang of 3 other kids your age. The leader demands the sweet roll, or else he and his friends will beat you and take it. Wait, that's a question from Morrowind, isn't it? It is! Oh, that's interesting. Do you A. Drop the sweet roll and step on it, then get ready for the fight? B. Give him the sweet roll now without argument, knowing that later this afternoon you will have all of your friends with you and can come and take whatever he owes you. C. Act like you're going to give him the sweet roll, but at the last minute throw it into the air, hoping that they'll pay attention to it long enough for you to get a shot in on the leader. Safest plan is getting friends, isn't it? If it's a battle of numbers, I want more. And that gives us a mage flare, I think. Your mother is terribly ill, and you've been sent with a few gold pieces to buy some rare medicinal herbs for her. As you reach the door to the apothecary's office, you realize there is a hole in your purse and all the gold has fallen out. Do you A. Enter the store and tell the apothecary of your dilemma, and promise on your honor to pay him back for the herbs your mother so desperately needs? B. Attempt to steal the herbs from the apothecaries. You know the old man who works in the store will not be able to catch you, and your mother lies sick. Or C. Run back home and admit the loss, hoping that your father will have more gold. You know you'll be punished, but you will neither be in debt to the apothecary, nor will you be a thief. I'm gonna go with owning up to my mistake to my parents, because if I was the apothecary, I wouldn't trust a kid with 10 cents if he just dropped a bunch of freaking gold all over the place. I mean, seriously? He's probably a klutz. He'd probably break everything if he was trying to work it off. And stealing, well, what if your mom gets sick again? Or what if she needs more herbs? I mean, that apothecary might remember your face. I don't know. Let's go with this. There's another warrior. 1 month after Tails and Talos, you look at the hoard of treats you've collected and find lots of brandied plums, a treat you particularly dislike. You know your sister likes them. Do you give her all of your branded plums? B. Trade the branded plums for something she does not really like, but you do. C. Pretend that they're really excellent branded plums, and see if she will give up something really good in exchange. Let's be fair and nice. While throwing a ball to you, your friend breaks a window on his house. His father rushes out and demands to know who broke the window. You know that your friend's father is a strict disciplinarian and will punish your friend severely if he takes the blame. You, on the other hand, not being his son, could get away virtually unscathed. Do you A. Raise your hand and take the blame before your friend can answer? B. Remain silent and not get involved? Or C. Point at your friend, knowing that anything else would probably delay the inevitable and make things just that much more worse for him? Those are all bad options, actually. Couldn't you both take the blame? You were both playing, weren't you? Well, I guess it's best to remain silent at that rate. Don't judge me. The game's already doing that for me. Master Festil is relating the story of a great king he knew in a faraway land, whose inventors created a wondrous balloon of such size it could transport dozens of people through the air to any place they chose. If you were this king, he asks, how would you use this remarkable balloon? Would you A. Explore the regions previously impossible or extremely dangerous to visit by land? Or B. Keep the balloon a secret, saving it for surprise attacks or defense in the time of war? C. Commission the inventor to create dozens of these balloons in hopes of making a travel system across your realm that will speed up transportation time and the exchange of ideas. Don't know if I'd be that smart if I had a magical balloon that could take me on a world-renowned journey. Regrettably, I'd probably take it exploring. Yep. Anywho, I'm making the choice, and we are going to be a Breton from High Rock. Why are we being a Breton? Because they have spell resistance. Basically, it means if you get hit with a spell, instead of saving against it to take half damage, you take no damage. And since that big bad guy in that cinematic slideshow thingy was a mage, I'm guessing that we're gonna have to fight like a super lich. And I don't want to get blown up. I kind of want to be spellcasty sort of bard, and I think Bretons are good at that. I'm not sure. Then thou wilt be known as the bard Sigmund Grey, who wouldst call High Rock, the land of the Bretons, his home. Know ye also, thy race is descended from the ancient druids of Galen, quick-witted and strong in the mystical arts. Thy folk are crafty and intelligent, a learned people who use their gifts to guide others to enlightenment. I like brain power. Thy body and mind must be intelligent and personable if thou art to succeed as a bard. Basically, you need everything. Go ye now in peace. Let thy fate be written in the Elder Scrolls. the Empire of Tamriel. Now, there are actual differences between genders. If you were a female of certain races, it will actually change the base statistics that you enjoy. These numbers that are generated on the left-hand side of the screen are actually randomized. They can be, say, 40 to 50 or 60 to 70 or whatever. And if you're lucky, you might get good stats. If you're unlucky, you might get really bad stats. In fact, it's somewhat tempting to reroll because I've gotten a lot of low numbers, I think. Maybe not. It's hard to tell. Distribute thy points as needed. Keeping in mind. Tie him up, intending to interrogate him later when he wakes up. You want to know why he attacked you. You can then turn him into the arms master at your leisure. B. Slit his throat. You know him from class and think you would have done the same had your positions been reversed. C. Leave him with a visible scar. The knowledge of his defeat at your hands and the visible reminder, punishment enough for one who has resorted to such dishonorable tactics. I believe I'm going to go with A. I want to know what the hell is going on, not gonna lie. Because maybe he didn't want to kill me, or maybe he did. I'll figure that out and be able to test these things. Thou wouldst survive longest as a sorcerer. Will thou accept this as thy destiny? No. And in case you're wondering why, a sorcerer has 3 times the magic points as a standard caster. The caveat: he may not regenerate any of his spell points unless he's struck by magic. So you have to get hurt to get it back. Not really feeling that class. And now we're allowed to choose thy class. And we're given a fairly expansive list of classes to choose from. These classes, however, are not like the ones from Morrowind or Oblivion. They're not a simple collection of skills that you can kind of throw around all willy-nilly. They're actually more like classes from traditional pen and paper games, where a thief would not be allowed to sneak around in plate mail armor. Back in the day, you just couldn't do it. So, say if you're an acrobat, you're kind of like a thief, but you're better at jumping around and doing dorky stuff like that. An archer is kind of like a warrior, but he's better at shooting things and has a chance to critical hit. Assassins? Well, they're thieves that are focused on critical hitting. Barbarians? They get the most health and immunity to poison. Bards can do a little bit of everything, but they're average. Battle mages? They're the best at blowing stuff up, and they get a reduction in making spells or spell making spells that blow up. Burglars are best at breaking into places. Healers heal. Knights can use like any armor except for leather, and they can repair their stuff. And I think they can't be paralyzed. Mages are your traditional run-of-the-mill casters. I think they have the most spell points next to the sorcerer. Not entirely sure. Monks, they critical hit and do monk stuff. Nightblades are spellcasting rogues. Rangers are kind of they're kind of like ranged warriors, but they can wear up to plate mail for some reason, and they fast travel faster. Rogues, they do rogue stuff. They're right in the middle of rogue territory. Sorcerers, they get triple their intelligence and spell points, but they start with 0, and they have to absorb spells that are flicked at them. Yeah, they're that kind of class. Not as interested in them as others. We have the Spell Sword, which is a spellcasting fighter, which I don't think suffers arcane spell failure with his weaponry. I'm not entirely sure on that one. Basically, arcane spell failure or spell check penalty is a percentage chance that your spell will fail based off of your missing stamina and however the heavy your armor is. I think a thief is best at pickpocketing, I'm not sure, and warriors are, warrior town. Make a long story short, we're gonna go Pardon me, I had a bit of a choking fit. It could be because I'm still sick, or it could be because of the soda that I found in my fridge. I don't remember buying it. In case you're wondering, it tastes like fizzy salt. Ugh. Anywho, the class that I'm gonna choose is the Bard. Why? Because the Bard gives us the biggest list of options. We have a lot of equipment that we can use, we have spells that we can use, and we can lockpick, so Hopefully more doors opened means more loot in the long run and more power. Obviously I could be completely wrong and everything's gonna go to tears, but it should be funny to watch. So let's pick a bard. What will be thy name, bard? Sigmund... Oops. Not Sigmund Grey. Choose thy gender. I'll be a dude, thank you. I just imagine this cottage is asking me questions. From where dost thou hail, Sigmund Grey, the bard? Sounds like he's patronizing me. But it's me patronizing me. Ugh, this is getting weird. Do we hail from High Rock, Hammerfell, Skyrim, Morrowind, the Imperial Province, Elsewhere, the Black Marsh, Valenwood, or Somerset Isle? I'll make this simple for you. Bretons, Redguards, Nords, Dark Elves, Imperials, Argonians, High Elves, Wood Elves, and Khajiit. I may be wrong with these two. Oh wait, Elsewhere is Khajiit. I'm completely wrong. I thought Somerset Isle was that. They say me walk on the warm sands and all that. Oh, High Elves. So, Valenwood is Wood Elf. Anywho, I'm making the choice, and we are going to be a Breton from High Rock. Why are we being a Breton? Because they have spell resistance. Basically, it means if you get hit with a spell, instead of saving against it to take half damage, you take no damage. And since that big bad guy in that cinematic slideshow thingy was a mage, I'm guessing that we're going to have to fight like a super lich. And I don't want to get blown up. I kind of want to be a spellcasty sort of bard, and I think Bretons are good at that. I'm not sure. Then thou wilt be known as the bard Sigmund Grey, who wouldst call Hyde Rock, the land of the Bretons, his home. Know ye also, thy race is descended from the ancient druids of Galen. Quick-witted and strong in the mystical arts, thy folk are crafty and intelligent, a learned people who use their gifts to guide others to enlightenment. I like brain power. Thy body and mind must be intelligent and personable if thou art to succeed as a bard. Basically, you need everything. Go ye now in peace. Let thy fate be written in the Elder Scrolls. The Empire of Tamriel. And here we have Sigmund Grey, the Breton bard. The least cheerful bard on the planet. He's got that sort of stare. I've seen some things. Things I wouldn't recommend. Things no one should ever see. Also, my pants are far too tight. His stats are awesome. Alternatively, they're not. Stats can be generated in a 1 to 10 range, meaning you could have 50 or 60, or 51 or 60, meaning you got the lowest possible rating if you see a 1. Speed, lowest possible rating. Intelligence, lowest possible rating. And I wanted to do magic. This isn't going to be very good now, isn't it? It's tempting to reroll my character, but I'm not gonna do that. Not unless I run into horrendous BS. We also only have 64 gold to our name, which I don't think is very much. Or maybe it's a lot, I don't know. Anywho, I'm gonna fiddle with some stat points and see if I can make Sigmund a little bit better. And here we are, a few points later, Sigmund the Giant towering over the house and the marker. Is that a tree? Is that seriously either the tiniest tree ever, or are you seriously the biggest bard in the universe? I will come to entertain you all. You all will listen to my stories and my songs as I pick my nose with a tiny sword. I should stop doing that. Anywho, stats have changed. Some points into luck, some points into speed, I think. No points into speed. Some points into vitality, intelligence, and a point into strength, I think. So we should be a little bit less not awesome. Sound good? Maybe. I should increase the vitality. No. Or is it... No, no, that's what it was. Okay. Which dost thou choose? Oh, can I reroll my stats? Ooh. I might be inclined to do that. Ooh, oh no! Oh, that is atrocious. I didn't know his strength could go that low. Okay, so that put everything out the window. Ugh. Why do I only have 7 bonus points? Ew, what happened? Oh, no. That was terrible. That was the worst. Oh my goodness. It's so bad. No, please. Make it go away. Okay, that's a little bit better. Oh, it isn't. He's now sluggish. Oh, I gotta fix this. I have to salvage it. Oh no. Alright, Sigmund, you're gonna use these stats because they're not horrible. I could keep rerolling until I get something awesome, but I'm not gonna because that would take forever and I'm lazy. Does that sound good with everybody? Yes, I think so. Heal mod. Well, I must go into endurance. Huh, didn't know that. Click it again, save stats. Thou willst now choose thy appearance. Thou mine canst be altered by clicking thy face. When thou art finished, select Done to enter the world of Tamriel, home of the arena. Okay. Boop. Whoa. Why does he look kind of like that guy from Daikatana? I don't need to comment on that face. Wow. It's a tiny... Oh my goodness. Oh, it's the peasant from Warcraft 3. The horse kicked me today. Or was it the boss? Yeah, I don't remember. Oh my god. Did Street Fighter get over? I'm sorry, just taken aback by that. It looks like a dude from Street Fighter. Ah! It don't. Okay, that one's okay. Alright, pirate peasant. A very, very scared looking person. Your head looks like it's levitating off of your body. No, I don't trust your neck or your mohawk. What are you even wearing? It's like some kind of forehead iron circlet thing. I can't even see where his eyes are. That's bizarre. Let's just go with that. I think that's the perfect one. Alright? Alright. Alright, so I increased the volume a little bit in hopes that you'd be able to hear the dialogue that's going to happen after I finish creating the character. Yes, there's dialogue in this DOS game, at least in this specific part. Now, if you can't hear it, it is subtitled, so you will certainly be able to read it. On top of that, I did notice while I was messing around with the videos that there are some instances of crackliness. I'm not sure what's causing it, and I may change the way the files are outputted by Bandicam so that I might be able to edit it with software that allow me to change the audio. Currently, the editor that I'm using is very extremely basic, but will allow me to fiddle around with files that are 20 megabytes in size versus several gigs. I can't win. Anywho, hopefully you'll enjoy this cinematic event. I know I will. I will be quiet for it, just in case.
Do not fear, for it is I, Reastilmain. Listen to me. There are no others left to carry on this fight. You have been left in this cell to die. Hagarthar, Imperial Battle, Mage of Tamriel, has taken on the guise of the true Emperor. He does not see you as a threat, being only a minor part of the Imperial Court. In that act of arrogance, he has made his first mistake. Look to the north wall of the cell. You will find the ruby key which will unlock the door. Take it and make your escape. The passages here were once used by Sarn to hide treasures he had stolen from the Emperor's coffin. If you wish, you can gather enough to support yourself away from the Imperial seat. Be careful. There are many creatures which inhabit the sewers now, vile rats and goblins. It is too late for me, for I am already dead. Only my powers as a sorceress keep me between this life and the next. That power, however, is waning. Do not succumb to greed, or you may find these tunnels to be your final resting place as well. I can still work my magic to a certain extent. If you travel west from this cell, then south, you will find a shift gate. It will transport you far enough from the center of the Empire that you should be safe. If you survive these sewers, you will see me again. Remember, Tharn has taken on the guise of the Emperor. No one will gainsay his word for yours. I will come to you again in your dreams, so it is imperative that you rest from time to time. In that way, I will be able to communicate with you and lend my aid. You are entering a dangerous arena, my friend, one in which the players are beings beyond your mortal comprehension. I do not envy your role. There is, however, a power within you as yet untapped. Look for me when you have gained experience in the world. You are my last and best hope.
And with that, the watery sky lady disappears, leaving us dizzy with all that exposition and crap she just gave us. Oh my goodness. There was a lot of information to be had there. I'm probably not going to remember it either. Anywho, what we're going to do now is save, because if the game crashes, or if I close it, or whatever, it'll basically mean that I have to do that all again, and we'll have a different character. This is one I prepared earlier, or made sure that it would, that I made sure it would capture. So that was a test, but now this is the true one. Kindly waiteth ye old disc, is that what it said? I don't know. It said something. And that looks like a good place to stop. We made a character, and now we're in the game, and we've had exposition. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.